The QB room for the Illini could look a little different next season, but that could be a good thing. Locked On Illini. Let's go.
You are Locked On Illini, your daily podcast on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome one and all to this abbreviated, quick, rapid reaction version of Locked On Illini. I just want to jump on real quick. This isn't going to be a full episode and just talk about the news that broke about 2 hours ago, and that's backup quarterback Donovan Leary will be entering the transfer portal. Before I get started, this quick episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. So, the transfer portal giveth and it taketh away, right? A lot of other teams have had to deal with quarterback issues coming in, coming out. I've made 2 videos at this point about it, a lot of which you guys have had a lot of feedback and commentary. We haven't had a committal or any sort of confirmation from Luke Altmeyer that he's coming back. But what I've alluded to is that if I were the Leary family, that it wouldn't surprise me too much to kind of sway my son to, if he really wants to be a college football quarterback, to go out and maybe find an opportunity to go start somewhere. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Donovan, of course, I believe he's in his 3rd college football year. He's got 2 left to play. So for him, it's a simple matter of, do you really want to sit behind Luke Altmeyer for his senior year and, be an injury away from playing some Big Ten snaps? Or did you want to maybe find an opportunity, whether it's a level down, maybe a MAC school, and at least be able to show what you have when it comes to being a starting quarterback? And then maybe you still have 1 more year to jump back into the Power 4 and becoming a starter somewhere, and maybe collecting a nice little NIL check on top of that. Again, this isn't too surprising to me. I've alluded to it before. Let's be honest, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. Illinois has been pretty fortunate when it comes to the transfer portal so far. When you talk about the guys that we've lost, I believe there's 8 of them. I've got a list somewhere here. Chase Canada, Cal Swanson, which is another quarterback I'll actually get to in a second, Kevin Wigginton, Hunter Whitenack, Kanari Wilcher, and Aniche Sledge. All players that, while talented and, helped with the depth of this team, I don't think any of us are necessarily losing sleep over any of those names. Probably the biggest name from that is Donovan Leary, who again was going to be the backup quarterback on next year's team, and Kanari Wilcher, who is a talented wide receiver and was our returner, and he did a great job doing so. But at this point, he's kind of been bypassed by some of the other younger wide receivers on this team. And I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about our transfer portal on Friday's episode. So again, if you're not subscribed to Locked On Illini already, please make sure you do. Hit that subscribe button, like button. I make content. My everydayers who might be watching right now, they'll tell you content every single day. And tomorrow's episode is going to be kind of highlighting the transfer portal, the ins and outs. I will tell you, I'll give you guys this little hint. Friday's episode has to do with 2 guys already in Champaign visiting that could very well be day 1 starters on next year's team. But back to the transfer portal. Obviously, we've lost now Cal Swanson, and we've lost Donovan Leary. So it's a simple matter of that's 2 quarterbacks that we're already down. What does that mean moving forward? Illinois, and this is my opinion now, when I look at this Illinois roster and I'm assuming Luke Altmeyer comes back, because why would Donovan Leary make this choice if he didn't feel like Luke Altmeyer was coming back, right? In some sort of ways, this could kind of be good news, because if Donovan had conversations with the coaches, with the staff, and the staff was telling him, hey, I'm not sure this is going to work out with Luke. He might be priced out. well, then at that point, Donovan, of course, he's been under the system for 3 years, would want to stick around or at least see this process through a little bit longer. Now, again, in that interview, what was it, last weekend or the weekend before? There was conversation where Luke wasn't exactly committal, but why would he be, right? I mean, Luke comes from a smart family, a family that's very well off. There's no reason to commit to something until the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. But what I had said during those episodes previously is like, let's see what happens with Donovan Leary. If he enters the transfer portal, then my feeling is that the staff is pretty confident in Luke returning. And so it looks like, at least right now, if I had to guess, that today's news of Donovan deciding to enter the transfer portal is actually a positive for most of us Illinois football fans, because it probably signals that Luke and the staff, looks like, or the university, NIL, whoever he's negotiating with, are going to come to terms pretty soon, which would be fantastic. But Luke is a player who plays physical. He likes to run with his legs, and we got very fortunate last year that he stayed relatively healthy. So what's our quarterback situation for next year? And here's Tundra asking me that very question. Do we have any projections for transfer portal pickups? So Tundra, I don't yet. I don't know if you're talking about quarterback or if you're talking about the entire team. The entire team I'm going to actually discuss tomorrow. So make sure you tune into tomorrow's episode. But as for actual quarterbacks right now, there's not much to report, but it's all about us having a conversation on what the staff would like. With the returning talent that we have, again, this is my opinion, I do think that this could be a preseason top 25 team next year. I don't know if you guys have. They just released the new Big Ten schedule. And the schedule, which I will also go over in the next couple of days on this segment, looks very favorable for the Illini. So a team that has a lot of talent returning next year, combined with a very favorable schedule, tells me it would be very risky to only bring Luke Altmeyer back and be content with a guy. I believe the default backup right now would probably be Trey Petty. I don't know if you want to trust Trey Petty for your season next year, should the worst case scenario happen and something happen to Luke Altmeyer. So the popular opinion, and one that I absolutely share, is that you're probably going to be checking out the transfer portal for another John Paddock type. I don't know if you're ever going to find a former starter who just happens to be a legacy and just wants to play for the University of Illinois. I don't think that's going to happen. But with the way the college system works now, there is a chance that, maybe there's a quarterback out there who's played 3 years of college football and who actually wouldn't mind just being in a Big Ten environment and having the mindset that, hey, I've started X amount of years before. I do want the potential opportunity to play big time football. I would be shocked if Illinois didn't bring in at least one, if not two more quarterbacks this offseason. Certainly, I expect it to be a veteran, just because when it comes to young guys, Illinois is loaded with them. This is the most talented quarterback room that we've had in a very, very long time. Dare I say, probably in the last 9-10 years. This quarterback room, okay, I guess this was before Donovan and Cal Swanson left. We've had some subtractions over the past couple weeks. But again, I don't think it's anything that is a game changer for what the Illini are going to look like moving forward. But again, there are some potential game changers that are visiting campus right now. And I'm talking about a potential guy to replace Pat Bryant at wide receiver. And those of you on social media may have already heard, there's an offensive lineman who was, I believe, top 200, who's visiting campus this weekend as well. And Illinois, Brett Bielema and the staff might be able to lock in their future left tackle for the next 3 years if this visit goes well. I'll have all that and a lot more for you, on Friday's episode. Again, I'm going to go over basically who we've lost so far, how the transfer portal season is looking for the Illini, what our main focuses are going to be. If that's the kind of content you guys want, of course, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, I told you I'd be in and out today. I didn't want to bother you guys too much, but stay tuned for Friday. Saturday, we'll have the Illinois versus Tennessee game. I'll be here live immediately after the game for the post game. So please make sure you're subscribed. And until the next time, ILL. Love you guys.